Thank
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ash, and this is In the Insider. My guest today is Amelia Milo. How are you, Amelia?
Hi, how are you? So
I'm
nice to
good.
meet you. Yes, I'm Amelia Milo.
Oh, Amelia,
Um,
I'm sorry about
that's
that.
okay. No worries. It's okay. I know it's confusing because, yeah. I've,
Okay. All right. So let's start the fantastic interview. What started your career in music?
well, I've loved music my whole life since I was a little girl, and I've been singing and writing songs since I was little. And as I grew older, I decided to go for it to kind of try to make a go at it as a career. It's just kind of been something I feel that's chosen me in this sense. I feel like it's kind of cheesy to say that, but I feel like it music has chosen me because
Right.
yeah, it's a pretty wild industry and crazy business, but so it's just really my love of music since I was a little kid that keeps me
Oh,
going.
that's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
And you enjoy music, you enjoy playing for art, a crowd, etc.
I do. I love performing live. This past year, I've had the chance to perform on a European tour of Phantom of the Opera.
Wow.
That was so incredible to perform live and to get that interaction from audiences. And I've also been in concerts with Andrea Bocelli, and that's just been so life changing to see the audiences. And my biggest dream is to one day perform my own music live.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I'm gearing up to do this year in smaller sets, more intimate style, in coffee shops or
Right.
songwriting rooms, things like that. So I'm I'm excited for that because I think it's really cool to see how music connects to others. I think
Sure.
that's the whole point of sharing it, and it's so fun to share your music online.
It is. I can imagine so.
Yeah, but it's cool in person too. And I think after we've been through COVID, it's really, really touching to
Yes,
bring music live again to audiences in
I
any
can
capacity.
imagine.
Yeah.
Just before we carry on, I meant to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and chat with me.
Oh, thank you. Thank
You
you
know,
for
it's,
having
oh, well, thank you. You know, it's nice to catch up and hear all about you and your music.
Thank you. It's really fun. We can connect all the way across
Yes,
the world. I'm
I
in LA
know.
right now. I'm in Los
Are
Angeles.
you?
Yeah, and you're in London. So
Okay.
it's fun to be connected all the way across the
It's funny
world.
how the modern technology works these days. Like you just said,
Right?
we
I
can just
know.
talk and be thousands of miles away.
I know. It's wild. I love it though. It's very cool.
It is, it is. Um, could you tell us what your creative process is when it comes to writing and composing music?
My creative process is all over the place. I have song ideas come to me at the most random moments. I could just wake up and have a song idea that came from a dream that I was having, or a lot of the times when I'm in the shower, I write songs. It's kind of funny, but when I'm in the shower, I feel very relaxed, and I'm always have been a shower singer since I was
Right.
young. So sometimes I've written some song choruses right there in the shower.
Wow.
So I just kind of my brain is always hearing melodies and songs in whether it's in conversation with a friend. Like if one of my friends is talking about a guy, whether
Right.
it's good or bad, and they say something, and I'm like, oh, that would be a good lyric, and I kind of like I put it in my notes. So I think inspiration is just everywhere for songwriting, and I think when you are a very musical person, it's just kind of infused into your everyday life. I'm
Sure.
always kind of singing to myself, and people who are very close to me find it funny. Maybe people who don't know me that well would be like, why are you singing so much? You need to calm down. But but I'm always singing like little melodies and stuff throughout my day, and it's just been a joke between like people that are very close to me. Like growing
Yes.
up, my brothers. I don't know if you know Pokemon.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, my brothers growing up would call me Jigglypuff because I would always just be like singing random melodies
Oh,
throughout the house. So yeah, I think that's where my songwriting process just comes from the
I think
world
it's
around me. Yeah.
that's so
And
interesting, and there's nothing wrong with singing or creating or thinking about lyrics in the shower. I think that's the
yeah,
best part to do it.
I know. And it just kind of happens
Excuse
kind
me.
of naturally. And then, of course, there's a more proper way to go about a whole songwriting process. Sometimes I will try to set aside a time to actually really focus,
Right.
um, from those ideas that kind of come to me in passing moments. So I'll like sit down with my guitar, piano, and just kind of give myself an hour just to get things out, just to process them. And sometimes having that
It
on
helps.
schedule
I
helps as
can
well, just
imagine. Yes.
get your ideas finished because it's easy to have an idea and then just forget it or let it fly. But sometimes if you really sit down and develop it, it turns out to surprise you and you're like, oh wow, this I really like this song and I really like this idea.
Why
So
not? I
always
think that's
finish
a
what you
fantastic.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Amelia, are there any specific artists or even genres that have influenced your music style?
Definitely. I feel I'm the most influenced by both classical and pop artists because my background is classical music. So growing up, I had sung opera and did opera festivals, and then I started to write pop music and sing pop. So my voice kind of lives in both worlds. So I've been influenced by both worlds a lot. So I absolutely love and adore Andrea Bocelli. I think that
Right.
he's amazing how he's been able to cross over and as an opera singer. So he's been a huge influence for me. And in terms of pop music, I love Lady Gaga. I love Chloe and Holly. I
Right.
love I love Britney Spears. I love I love artists that are like really performing,
Yes.
dancing and putting on a huge spectacle. I have like definitely a theatrical element to my writing taste and musical
Sure.
style. So
So do you incorporate your opera background to the pop songs that you do?
definitely like my first single is a song called Siren, and within that song it's a very pop centered song, but
Right.
when we were writing it, I had been writing with my voice, so there's a whole part of that song that's just me singing, like not necessarily operatically, but it's in like a much higher range, and
Okay.
it's just on like an ah note. And I feel like that comes from my classical background, wanting to put something like that in a pop song.
Right.
And that's the post chorus hook of the song. And that's why I called it Siren, because it's like a siren call, like out to someone. And
Okay.
so I feel like even though it's this really fun pop dance infused song, when I was producing it and writing it, I wanted to put tons of classical influences in it, such as a strings part that kind of contrasts the pop beat. I'm really into that. I love combining strings with a pop beat. I think it's so cool. It
Okay.
gives me chills. So I'm always looking for ways to reimagine classical influences and bring them to what I love from modern music as well,
Sure.
because I've always been in love with both so much.
Wow. This I find that so fascinating, and I actually like that genre. If we incorporate some other genre in with the genre that you are in, and I think that works. To make the two work, I think that's fantastic.
Thank you. It's definitely interesting, and I think sometimes when I first started bringing this up to a lot of people, like I want to combine classical with pop. It was big. A lot of people were like in the music business, in the pop music business, a bit confused. Like, what do you mean? Like, how does that happen? And then once I found the right people that understood it's really cool how they do blend really well together and fuse really well together. And I always call it like cinematic pop.
Oh,
It's kind
that's
of
good.
pop music was to a movie track playing or something like that to kind of really visualize it. And there's a lot of artists today that are doing that, you know,
Right.
like the big with the artist Jake. He's like my one of my dream collaborations. I think he's so talented with his song Golden Hour. It's so classically infused and cinematic. So there's a lot of artists, young artists coming up doing this type of thing, which is really fun to
Sure.
see. Yeah.
And tell us, have you faced any significant challenges or obstacles in your music career, and how did you overcome them?
Oh yeah, definitely. So many. It's definitely not a career for the faint of heart. And when I first got into this business, everyone warned me. They're like, if you want to do this business, you have to be tough. You know, you can't
Right.
just be an artist. And I'm such a creative spirit that I can get lost in my creations, and then I sometimes can forget it's also a business and there's a whole business side to this, and
Sure.
you have to be really smart and aware. And that's why I really admire Taylor Swift, because she's such a smart businesswoman and such a talented artist, and the things that she's done to stand her ground in this business has been such an inspiration to me.
Right.
And that's what I've been trying to learn and navigate in my own way, how to, stand my ground, to be strong in my voice, to not let others take advantage of me. And it's definitely been a real journey. I've been in a few different girl groups that didn't pop off, and then I went independent, and it's just been a real journey, to say the least. There's definitely a lot of different challenges that have come my way, but
You overcome them.
yeah, I think you have to. And I
Yep.
think you have to just stay resilient in this business and not let anyone's words bring you down. You
Sure.
have to really know who you are. And I think that would be something I would tell myself, in the past, to stay strong in who you are. Don't throw yourself worth away to people that don't actually know you or know what your music is all about, because people will just say anything sometimes when they want to have power over someone else.
I agree. Yep.
So it's really important, because I mean, I've been in situations even in this business where I had been sending song demos out to people, and I got some I got an email back from one of the people I was sending my song demos out to pitch as a songwriter, and
Right.
they were it's kind of ironic because they weren't super enthusiastic, said some things that were unprofessional in my opinion, like
Oh,
not the kindest. I just feel like in a professional setting you don't have to go that far into bullying, but people do that, unfortunately.
I know. That's the sad
But
part about it.
yeah, but in the same instance, this person was also trying to take those ideas without crediting me. So they were
Well,
trying to put me down, but also steal my art. So you have to be really careful
yeah,
about the people that are out there. That's all I will say. And I think a lot of people would speak up about similar issues.
sure.
Um,
I think it's so wrong in that situation where you sending out music that you've worked hard for, you've put your whole strength into a song or an album or whatever the case may be, and you get an answer back that's sort of degrading. I think that's so wrong of people to do that.
yes, I think it's just bullying. And I think
Yeah,
it's kind of wild when you grow up and you become a young adult, and in the world you're like, oh my gosh, there's grown adults out here that are still acting like the mean kids in high school.
you just you just want to say, what the hell's your problem?
Yeah.
You call yourself a professional. You should say that. That's then there's more people that want to open doors for you, so they
Yes,
lose out.
Exactly. And I think when I was younger, I was meeting a lot of people like this that, kind of had edge to them and wanted to take advantage because I was so young and naive. And I feel like I'm still learning my lessons in so many ways even now, but I feel a lot more confident after going through that. And I think that's the most important thing is just have resilience and keep going and to not really listen to people like that because they don't even know who you are. They don't even really know you and
Exactly.
you know yourself. And the irony is, so many big artists were told that they weren't good enough by big music executives that clearly didn't see what was right in front of them. You know, even Lady Gaga shares stories like this, and so many people have gone through types of bullying in the industry, and
Yeah.
you have to just kind of ignore it in a way. You have to just kind of say, okay, well, that's you, and
Yeah.
I'm me. And I feel that's something I learned later on. I think when I was at the beginning, I was a little bit more nervous and not as self-assured and self-confident. So
Right.
it's been cool to grow through these challenges as a person, an artist, and to really hold your ground because I think music is subjective as well. I think all music deserves a chance to be heard, and there's so many people out there that want to hear different kinds of music and different forms of music. So
I
yeah, I
agree.
think you just
Just
gotta keep going.
just keep on going. Stay as you are. You don't change for anyone. Just grow a tough skin and say, well, I got more coming. Your loss.
No, it's true, and it's always the people that were like the most mean that call you when they see you're actually doing something big, and then all of a sudden they are like, hey, do you want to write on this song? I really, I saw that this was picking up, or I saw you did this, and then you're like, well, you don't really want to work with people that have bad energy like that, and I think
Of
it's
course.
important to find the good, and there's so much good in the world. I always say that there's so many good people in the world making art.
Yep. And
So
just carry on. As I said, the way you're
yeah.
going, just be strong, get stronger, and the world is your oyster.
So true. I really believe in abundance, and I think it's all about your mindset. And once you shift your mindset to have an abundance mindset, suddenly people like this, they don't have as much power over you anymore. Like you're
Exactly.
able to stay stronger in yourself, and you're able to power through it more and more the more you can manifest and believe in an abundance mindset that just keeps
Exactly.
focusing on love and keeps focusing on the reason why you started, which, most musicians start with the most pure intentions going into this business. We just want to make music and make people
Exactly.
happy and feel something.
Now, here's a
So,
funny question for you. If your music was a flavor of ice cream, what would it be?
oh my gosh, I love this question. It's so fun.
Thank you.
Wow, there's so many flavors. Oh my goodness.
Or your favorite? Let's put it that way. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
My favorite flavor of ice cream is definitely cookies and cream. I love
Oh,
Oreos. I love Oreo cookies.
delicious.
So I feel like it would be probably that with some hot fudge. I think it
Oh,
would, it's a bit extra, my music sometimes. So I would put some toppings in there, hot fudge, and lots of chocolate.
oh, delicious. You're making my mouth water now.
Yeah, I love ice cream. So I love this question. It definitely would be yeah, one of those Sundays where there's a lot of different things going on. So you got the cookies and cream, you got the cookie dough,
Oh, yes.
the hot fudge, you got the whipped cream,
Oh,
maybe some
yes.
cherries on top, for all the
Oh,
staff that are in the songs would each have their own topping.
oh no.
So
So each layer
yeah,
would be like, all the music.
yeah, because I feel my music has a lot of different blends going on,
Yeah.
so it would be like
Oh,
Sunday combo.
Oh, that's actually a very good description, honestly.
Thank you.
Right, and the next funny question is, have you ever written a song while eating pizza in your pajamas?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely have. I've stayed up until the sunrise eating pizza, writing
Oh,
songs sometimes.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes it's,
fascinating.
yeah, sometimes I've had moments where I just couldn't sleep because I really wanted to get an idea out. And then you get hungry, so you order the pizza, get the pizza, you get the frozen pizza.
Yeah.
Definitely had moments like that. So yeah, and I think that's when I love writing the most, when I'm just comfortable
Oh,
in
well,
sweat,
it's good.
in pajamas, eating good food.
And relaxing. That's the best thing, I
Yeah,
think.
I think when you relax is actually when the ideas come. It's so important to find moments like that because sometimes when I'm really, really stressed and I'm working really hard and I have a lot of jobs going on, I
Uh-huh.
find not writing as much. And then if I just steal away some time, all of a sudden I'm writing again and I'm like so happy.
Oh, that is so sweet, honestly. I like hearing all these different things, and comparing, like we just said about your music to an ice cream flavor and, eating pizza in your pajamas or whatever, whether it's chocolate or pizza or whatever. I think that's the best moments.
It is definitely. I love journaling. It's one of my favorite things. I love just hanging out in a very casual
Oh,
like way,
yeah,
sweatpants, just with music. That's just my favorite way of hanging out sometimes with friends.
fantastic. And finally, what is the weirdest fan interaction you've ever had?
The weirdest fan interaction, I have to say, I've this has been a really cool year for me because I've met so many amazing fans through doing stage doors after
Right.
my shows, and they're the sweetest people. I haven't really had any weird reactions, like any weird moments. I think it's just been everyone's been so nice and really sweet, and it's been really cool. I've never really had. Oh, but I will say this
Yeah.
wasn't weird, but I was weird. I was the weird one because someone came up to me. This was funny because I was performing in Italy and with Phantom of the Opera, and at the we were in Trieste, and our show didn't even open yet, so we were rehearsing. And this one woman came up to me and she asked me, "Can I take a picture of you?" And I was so confused. I was like, "Why?" And I just looked at her. I said, "Why?" And I was like, I was so confused because
Oh,
I didn't really like think someone would want to take a picture of me or with me, and I also didn't know why. So I started to get nervous. I was like, "Why does this person want to take a
oh
picture of me?"
no.
Because I wasn't thinking it was because of my music or me, because
Sure.
I'm a pretty new artist, a new performer, and I have not used to that. And she's like, "No, like I follow you on Instagram, like you're Amelia, right? I'm a big fan of yours. Like, can I please take a picture with you?" And I was like, "Oh my God, of course."
Oh,
But it
wow.
was like the first time I was asked that, so I was like so confused. I was like, "Why? Like, would you want a picture with me?" Like, I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. I just thought someone random was asking,
Yeah,
"Can I take
like
a picture of
stalkerish.
you?" Yeah, I didn't know, but I didn't know if it was like I don't know, because when you're like traveling abroad, like you're always I'm always on guard. I'm always
Of
like
course.
you have like your guard on, and I'm from New York originally, so like my inner New Yorker definitely was coming out. Like, why do you want a picture of me? What's the ulterior motive?
Oh,
Like, what?
well, why? Yeah, what for?
But she was so sweet and so cute, and she was like, "Is this the first time someone asked you for a picture?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't used to this like at all." And she was so
Oh,
sweet. She came to our show like I
oh,
think
that's so sweet.
many times over. So I'll never forget that moment because
Oh, something that you'll never forget.
yeah.
Oh, shame. Well, Amelia, we're almost out of time, but before we go, if you could just tell us where fans or future fans can follow you or even download your music or buy your merchandise.
Sure. I'm at Amelia Milo. Um, so Amelia, Amelia underscore Milo. It's Milo on Instagram. And I'm also the same handle on TikTok. And you can join my VIP circle on ameliamilo.com. If you put your email in there, you'll be getting some fun backstories that share more about my story as a musician, the ups and the downs, and it's a more personal take and kind of like what we were doing today, just sharing and talking about life. And also you can get early sneak peeks of my songs on there on
Fantastic.
ameliamilo.com. And yeah, I hope people come along. It's I'm a new artist still and just starting out, so there's so much more music to share. So I'm
Fantastic. We're
excited.
looking forward to that. And Amelia, thank you again for taking time out of your day to come and chat
Thank
with
you.
us. And we wish you a good day.
I wish you a good day too. It's afternoon there, right?
Yes, it's 3:30 here now.
Oh, nice. Does that you guys usually do you have tea then?
No,
Or
I'm not.
no?
Oh, no, I'm a coffee drinker. Tea drinker?
Coffee? No, not as much.
No, not
That's
as much.
enough. Very
All
cool.
right, well, thank you so much, Amelia,
Thank you.
once again, and we'll hopefully catch up with you again soon.
Thank you so much, you too. Thank you for having me.
Thanks again, Amelia.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks. Bye bye.